In this today's mathematics session, we are going to start sets. Sets is the first step, see, to enter into calculus. Calculus is very main branch of mathematics which deals with the changes in objects. See, change is happen anywhere. Okay, see, change is eternal. Always there is change in each and every aspect, and calculus usually measures that particular change. Okay, and here particularly to enter into calculus, sets is the first step, and now we are going to learn sets. Okay, yeah, set. What is meant by a set? Okay, usually we come across the words like group of, collection of, set of, okay, bunch of flowers. Okay, usually you come across these words, right? Bunch of flowers, like crowd of people. See, if an object is there many number of times, crowd of people in the sense there are, see, many people gathered there. Okay, bunch of flowers in the sense, see, many flowers are gathered at a pad, and we call it as bunch of flowers. And coming to here, set is nothing but a collection of objects. Which type of collection of objects? See, we need to start from the basic definition. So look at the board. I am giving you the definition, and it is the first point. As we discussed in the previous concepts, here also the sets, we will move from point by point. Okay, the first point is the basic definition of set. See, set, a well-defined collection of objects. Okay, so set means what? A well-defined collection of objects is usually termed as a set. So now we need to think about what is meant by well-defined, what is the collection, and what are the objects. A well-defined collection of objects is usually mentioned as a set. Okay, and that the concept of set, that definition, we need to analyze it first. Okay, object. In particular here, objects are nothing but any living or non-living thing. Okay, any living or non-living thing is an object. Okay, mathematically we usually consider numbers or alphabets, all these things as objects. Okay, and coming to the collection. Collection means what? Collection is just nothing but a group of. Okay, collection means just, it is nothing but a group of. Okay, a group of, a collection of these objects, and that collection should be well defined. Okay, well defined means, see, well in the sense, well done means what? If you did well, we say it as well done. Well said means, if the saying is good, and we say it as well said. Well said, okay, baga cheppavu. Well done, baga chesavu. Okay, right, in the same manner, well defined. See, that definition should be good, that definition should be proper. Baga define chesavu, that is usually termed as well defined. So well defined is just nothing but that definition should have universal acceptability. Okay, that definition should have universal acceptable definition. Okay, see, what is that definition, what is that universal acceptability? Universal acceptability in the sense that definition should convey the same meaning for each and every person in this universe. Okay, see, if a definition conveys me a meaning, if it conveys a separate meaning for you, if it conveys a separate meaning for Abdul sir, like that, if a definition conveys different meanings for different people, then we don't call that definition as a well-defined definition. We don't call that as universal acceptable definition. See, we usually call a definition as a well-defined definition or a universal acceptable definition if it conveys same meaning for every person of the universe. Is it clear? Yeah, I will give you a few examples related to this well-defined. Okay, for example, if I select a library, for example, there is a good library, national library, if you say. Okay, it may be there, maybe in Bombay or Delhi, it may say. See, if we select a national library, I will collect see, a collection of good books of the National Library. If I say what I am saying, collection of good books of the National Library. The definition is what? Collection of good books of the National Library. Then what it conveys? For me, if I went to a library, collection of good books is just nothing but, for me, all mathematics books are the good books. And for other person, okay, see, if the definition is same, collection of good books of the National Library. If I went to the library, I will collect all mathematics books and I said that as a collection of good books. If another person, if maybe my friend went to that library and he collected all, see, maybe some devotional books, and he named that collection of those devotional books as the collection of good books of the library. See, for that person, the devotional books are the good books. For me, the mathematics books are the good books. For suppose if any one of you went to that library, you may select some novels and you will select all those novels and you may say that these are the collection of good books of this National Library. Is it right? And if a chemistry sir or a physics sir will enter the library and he will select a few physics textbooks or a few physics journals, and he may say those collection of physics journals are the good books of the National Library. That in the sense, the word good book conveys different meanings for each and every person. For me, good in the sense it is a mathematics book. For my friend, good in the sense a devotional book. For you, good in the sense a good novel. For see, a physics are good in the sense a physics journal. That in the sense, good books conveys different meanings for different persons. So we don't say that collection of good books of the National Library as not a well-defined definition. Is it clear? Yeah. See, like that, if you use any adjectives like good books, okay, handsome persons, beautiful girls, in the sense, see, intelligent people, tallest boy of the class, see, tallest boys of the class. See, all these things are not well defined. For suppose if I say select tallest boys of your class, if I say like that. See, tallest boys of your class, if I say, for me, the persons who are taller than me are the tallest. For Mr. A, the persons who are taller than that Mr. A are the tallest. For Mr. B, the persons who are taller than that Mr. B are the tallest. That in the sense, collection of tallest boys of the class are again different for different people. So we don't call that also as a well-defined. That is also not well-defined. So a well-defined definition usually won't contain any adjectives. If a definition contains any adjectives like good persons, intelligent people, good books, okay, if you use any adjectives like that, we don't call them as well-defined definitions. Or otherwise, all those definitions are well-defined. For suppose if I say, if I went to a national library, okay, see, collection of books which helps JEE mains mathematics. Collection of mathematics books of National Library which helps for JEE mains. If I say, you will search through all the library and you will collect the books of mathematics which helps you for JEE mains. And that collection is same for each and every person, because the definition is very clear. You need to select a book that should be mathematics book and that should helps you for JEE mains. The definition is very clear. Okay. So, see, sometimes the people may neglect one or two books because they won't find in the search. Okay. But you just think like that. Okay. If it is a national library, they will have a catalog, and if you go through the catalog, for sure you will find all the books which helps you for JEE mains regarding mathematics. That in the sense, that definition is very clear. Okay. In the same manner, for example, if I enter to a class, see, collection of boys of that class. See, the class may contain boys or girls. If I say collection of boys of that 9th A section, if I say collection of boys of 9th A section of some particular school X, if I say. See, then school name is fixed, class name is fixed, and I mentioned you boys. Okay, for every person, for me, for you, for your relative, for your friend, for everybody, collection of boys of 9th A of that particular school X are same. Okay, there is no any alteration in that, right? And that's why that definition is well defined. So at the end, what I am going to conclude you is, set is nothing but a well defined collection of objects. Well defined in the sense here that definition should have universal acceptability. Universal acceptability in the sense that definition should convey same meaning for each and every person of this universe. Okay, that is the meaning for the well defined. And the next thing is what I mentioned you here, collection. Collection is just nothing but the general meaning. It is a group of, okay, a bunch of, a collection, right? And coming to the objects, here sometimes we may consider alphabets, sometimes we consider numericals, and sometimes we consider like persons, living or non-living objects, elements, okay? Everything is usually called as object. Is it clear? So, yeah, so at the end, this is what the definition for set, okay? Set definition, okay? A well-defined collection of objects. I think it is very clear for all of you. Is it clear? Just think once, what is a set? I will give you a few examples, just I mentioned you, okay? Yeah. See, these objects are mathematically in sense usually called as elements. These objects are called as elements, okay? And these elements are usually denoted by small English alphabets. Usually we use small letters to represent the elements of the set, okay? And this set is usually denoted by capital English alphabets, okay? Set is usually denoted by capital English alphabets, and its objects are mentioned as elements, and they are represented by these small English alphabets, okay? And to enclose these elements in a set, we use this particular notation, okay? The notation is just like this. We represent the set by usually these type of curly braces. These type of curly braces are useful to enclose elements of that particular set, okay? I will give you some examples. A is equals to a set, okay? Since I mentioned you that sets are usually named by the capital English alphabets, I am using the capital letters to give you some sets. A is equals to collection of good books. Collection of good books in a library. Collection of good books in National Library. Is it a set? Yeah. As I told you, the word good don't convey same meaning for everybody, so we don't treat it as a set. So this is not a set. Is it clear? Or for example, if I take another example, you may say B. B is equals to, see, collection of letters of the word, collection of letters of the word maths. Collection of letters of the word maths, if I say like that. See, then this set is nothing but what? The letters of the word maths. What are the letters of the word maths? M-A-T-H-S. So what are the objects of the set? What are the elements of the set? The elements of the set are just nothing but the letters of this maths. So as a notation we write it like this. Set with these curly braces, M-A-T-H-S. I will write like this, okay? See, these are just an example for the sets. It is not a set and this is a set. Is it clear? So just have a screenshot and then I will give you the next idea. You just take all this is a definition of definition of set and take it as 1A, and then I will give you 1B as a notation, right? Just I mentioned you that sets are denoted by the capital English alphabets and its elements are denoted by the small English alphabets like this. M-A-T-H-S are the elements of set B, okay? And set A is not a set actually, as I mentioned you. Whereas some C, if you say any other definition, you may take it as collection of digits of the number 2019. See, basically initially I am taking some little bit of examples, okay? If I say collection of digits of 2019, is it a set or not? It's clearly a set, okay? This is a set, right? Because the definition is very clear. Everybody will identify only 2, 0, 1 and 9 as its elements. Then its elements are, see, we will enclose in this notation like 2, 0, 1, 9, okay? And this is again equals to the same thing like, see, you may say any order like 1, 2, 0, 9. Here order is not important actually. the elements, the collection is important. Okay, you need to note that order is not important. Okay, yeah, I will give you here a note here. Order of the elements, order of elements is not important. Okay. Yeah, and the next thing is, if you see, the set C contains the elements 2, 0, 1 and 9. See, if you look there, 1, this 1 is there in the set or not? Here element 1 is in C. Okay, since element 1 is there in C, then we write that 1 belongs to C. Okay, for example, if you say 3, 3 is not in C, right? 3 is an element which is not in C. So we say that 3 is not belongs to C. You need to learn the basic some notation here. See, yeah, what it is? This notation is usually termed as belongs to. Belongs to in the sense 1 is belonging to C, the set C, right? So that's why this is the symbol for belongs to. Since 1 is in set C, then we use 1 belongs to C as a notation. Since 3 is not in set C, then sometimes we write that 3 is not belongs to C. This is the basic notation. Okay, so now coming to the notation, this curly braces is one part of the notation, and see, using belongs to and not belongs to is another part of the notation. So this is the basic definition of the set along with the notation. That's the first point. Then whereas coming for the second point, we have to discuss about the representation of sets. Okay, I will erase it and we will discuss about the second point, which is the representation. See, if you have, just go for a screenshot, right? We need to use different sets. Okay, and for our discussion I am using the sets with the names like A, B, C, D, like that. Okay, the second point is the representation of sets. How to represent a set? Representation of sets. Okay, yeah, to represent a set there are different ways. I will first mention you all those things and then I will explain for you. Okay, yeah, to represent a set, one thing is the definition form. Okay, definition form is one way of representing a set, and second one is the roster form. Roster form, or sometimes we call it as list form. Okay, see, the name itself is suggesting we need to list out. And the next thing is set builder form. Set builder form or rule form. If we have a set, then we can represent it in all these ways. And the next thing is diagrammatic form. Diagrammatic form. Okay, right. See, these are the basic ways to represent a set. Once again, I will give you, just look there. There are 4 different main representations for a set. If you have a set, then you have a chance to represent that set in all these 4 ways. See, the first thing is what? Definition form. The definition form just give you the definition, that's it. Okay, definition form will concentrate on the definition itself, nothing more than that to discuss. Whereas the roster form or list form will just concentrate on the list of the elements. We need to list out. Okay, whereas the set builder form or rule form, see, set builder form or rule form, we need to mention the rule followed by each and every element of that particular set. Once again, I am repeating you. For definition form, you need to mention the definition. For list form, we need to mention the list of the elements. For rule form or set builder form, it is required to mention a rule which is satisfied by each and every element of the set. Okay, yeah. And the next thing is diagrammatic representation. Yeah, for just this rule form, we need to think once and twice. See, what I am going to tell you is, rule form conveys, gives or mentions a rule which is satisfied by each and every element of the set. For sure, there is a rule which is satisfied by each and every element of the set, but sometimes maybe we are not able to find out that particular rule. Okay, sometimes it is very difficult to find out that particular rule. Okay, but there is a rule, but it may not possible to find out the rule. And one more thing is, sometimes there is a possibility to find out many rules. Is it clear? Coming to the rule form, okay, see, it may have many rules. It may have many rules as well as sometimes not easy to find. Sometimes not easy to find single rule, one rule also. What I am going to tell you is one set may have many rules, and sometimes that set this is not easy to find one rule also. Okay, these two things we need to keep in mind, and at the end these are the four representations. Now I will give you a set and I will represent all those things. Okay, yeah, just look there. I am erasing this and I will give you. Okay, yeah. Now coming to what? Set E, is it right? Set D, or maybe I will take the set as D. Set D is equals to, yeah, what I need to say. Collection of first four naturals. Simply I am giving you that collection of first four naturals. Just think about it. This is the definition form. This itself is the definition form. Collection of first four naturals, if you write like that, that is the definition form. Whereas coming to the roster form or list form, we need to list out all the elements. We need to find out first four naturals, and I think you all know that the four naturals are 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you list all those four naturals like that, then it is the roster form, or you may say it as list form. That's good. Whereas coming to the rule form or set builder form, here you need to learn a separate mechanism. Okay, set builder form or rule form. See, we need to look at each and every element of the set 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need to find out a rule, a property which is satisfied by each and every element of the set. It is very clear that every element of that particular set is a natural number, and it is very clear that all those numbers are less than or equals to 4, and that's why we usually say that set D. This is the general way. Just look there. Set D. Okay, I will start with this notation, and in that set, how can I write? You just look there. Set D contains an element X such that, okay, so I will use this symbol, and that symbol usually represents the mean of such that, okay, X such that. Yeah, see, this symbol means such that. To give you that name, I am writing with green color, right? Yeah, see, set D contains an element X. Set D has one element X, and how is that X? That X is clearly a natural number. That X belongs to natural numbers, and X is less than or equals to 4. X may be 4 or less than 4, and X should be natural, and it directly conveys the basic definition of, see, the basic rule of each and every element of that particular set. So we call it as rule form of the set. And some people may write like this. So D is equals to set containing X such that X is natural. They may write like this, okay? X is natural and X is less than 5. Is it right or wrong? Both are same, right? X less than 5 in the sense you don't choose 5, you have to choose the numbers up to 4. X less than or equals to 4 also same. See, just you see, these two are conveying same meaning, and these two gives you same set like 1, 2, 3, 4, but these are two different rules for the set. Okay, so in this case, now we identify two different rules. If you pay some concentration on here, see, there is a chance to give you some other rules also. I will give you like that. D is equals to set containing X such that X minus 1, see, X such that, yeah, 0 of or root of, I will say, X such that root of the equation X minus 1 into X minus 2 into X minus 3 into X minus 4 is equals to 0. You just look there. See, what are the roots of this equation? See, clearly it suggests you that the roots of that equation are 1, 2, 3, 4. So again it conveys the same meaning, right? The set is same, but the same set is giving you different rules. But it is enough if you find any one rule, if you require. Okay, any one rule it is enough if you wish to write. Okay, right. But there are many possibilities to give you a rule. Okay, right. And the next thing is diagrammatic form. And diagrammatic form is just nothing but you need to use a closed figure. What you need to use? You need to use a closed figure and name it as a set and represent all those elements. Maybe you use a circle and write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, name it as D. Maybe you use an ellipse and write the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, name it as D. Maybe you use a triangle and mention the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4 and take it as D. And maybe you may use a square, you may use a rectangle, anything. You just use a closed figure and name it as D and enclose the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in that particular figure. And that's the diagrammatic representation. Once again, as a conclusion, I am giving you few things, okay? Yeah, a set is represented by 4 different ways. Definition form, roster form or list form, yeah, set builder form or rule form, and the last one is the diagrammatic form. Definition form is just usually like this, okay? This statement is usually called as definition form. Whereas in the roster form or list form, we need to list out all the elements which are satisfied by that particular definition. Whereas this set builder form or rule form is nothing but we need to find out a rule which is satisfied by each and every element of the set. Sometimes it is very difficult to find that rule, and sometimes it is very easy to give you more than one rule, many rules, okay? In this case, if you say here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and one rule I am mentioning you that the set is containing elements of the form x such that x is a natural and that x is less than or equals to 4. That's one definition, one rule. And another rule is x is natural and x less than 5. Another rule. And one more rule is x such that x may be the root of this equation. The roots of this equation also like 1, 2, 3, 4 only. That's why this is also conveys the same set. These are different rules for that particular set. One set may have many rules, okay, but one rule will give you only one set. Okay, for suppose this set gives you these 3 rules. Not only these 3, if you have some patience, some free of time, you may write many rules also. Right, so this set will give you many rules. But if you select any one rule of these 3, for sure it conveys only one set. For example, if I say, if you take the second rule, x such that x is a natural, x less than 5, and if you list the elements of the set with this property, clearly you will get only this 1, 2, 3, 4 only. So what I am going to tell you is, one set will give you many rules, but one rule will give you only one set, okay? Just keep apart. And then next one is the diagrammatic form. Diagrammatic, to represent a set in diagrammatic form, you need to use any closed figure, maybe a circle, ellipse, triangle, rectangle or square. You just name that closed object as D and mention the elements of the set in the figure. Is it right? Just have a look and go for a screenshot. Here we need to note 2 different aspects. Those 2 are somewhat important in representing sets, okay? You just take it as a note. In that note, the first point is in list form, okay? In list form, order not important, okay? In list form, order not important. And the next thing is repetition. No need to repeat the elements, okay? No need to repeat the elements. If you have a repetition, no need to repeat the elements. This is just about the list form. Whereas coming to the rule form, okay, one set gives you many rules. One set may gives you many rules, okay? That's enough. One set may gives you many rules. Sometimes, see, it is difficult to identify for us, okay? Right, you just leave it, no problem. These are 2 observations, 2 things which we need to keep in mind to represent the set in these 4 different forms, okay? I will give you one more example now, okay? Can I erase it? Yeah, this is the second point. I am erasing this note, and for these 4 forms, I will give you one more example, okay? Right, you just take set E, set D, I gave you what? Collection of the first 4 natural numbers, and you just take set E. First of all, definition form. Collection of letters of the word apple. Collection of letters of the word apple. That is my definition. So definition form is completed. Whereas coming to the roster form or list form. For roster form or list form, you need to use these curly braces and then list all the elements A, P, L, E. That's enough. Since there are two P's in the apple, no need to write two P's here. Okay, collection of letters of the word apple. So A, P, P, L, E. No need to write like that. A, P, L, E is enough because the repetition is not required. Okay, and then set builder form. Whereas coming to the set builder form, you need to give a rule. So to give a rule, the basic structure is X such that. You need to start like that. E contains an element X such that. How is that X? That X is just element of the letter of the word apple. See, they are not numbers. So we don't have any other choice to write like that. So E is equals to X such that X is equals to letter in word apple. That's enough. Letter in the word apple. That's enough. This is the definition. Set builder form or rule form. See, the definition form again just works like a rule form. Okay. If they are numbers, then we try to give you some mathematical rule, but they are alphabets, so no need to search for that. Just write it like that. Whereas coming to the diagrammatic form, you just take a circle. Basically, you just name it as some E, and you just take that A, P, L, E in that circle, and this is the diagrammatic representation. So this way of representing a set in 4 different ways is possible for each and every set. Just have a look. You just look there. There are 2 sets on the board. F is equals to collection of integers between -2 and 2, and G is another set. It is in list rule form, set builder form. X such that x square minus 1 is equals to 0. Okay. See, you just represent the first set in 3 other ways. This is in definition form. You just try to represent in list form, rule form, and diagrammatic form. And this is in rule form. You just give its definition form, set builder, list form, as well as diagrammatic form. Okay. You just try for it.